been a whirlwind. It's been a blessing to see everything that I've been able to accomplish. The accolade that meant the most to me, not even an individual accolade, but just winning a national championship and doing it in a different kind of way.
LSU has captured its very first national championship.
9.9 million people watching the game.
Broken records for attendance, broken records for viewership.
Him Mulkey in year 2 has orchestrated a turnaround for the ages.
Being able to
What if I told you one of the most talked about players in the WNBA might also be one of the least skilled to ever step on a professional court? What if I told you that despite the endorsements, the headlines, and the social media buzz, there's a growing case that Angel Reese's game simply doesn't hold up under the lights? This is Court Vision 360, and today we're diving deep into the controversy surrounding Angel Reese, how a player with viral fame and championship trophies is now being called the most unskilled player in the WNBA, and why that might not be so far off.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
Let's start with the obvious. Have you seen the clips? The viral videos of Angel Reese missing wide open layups? It's not just once, it's a pattern. And it's not just bad luck, it's revealing. We're talking about fundamental basketball mistakes that most high school players don't make. The footwork, a mess. The shooting form, inconsistent at best. Sometimes her release is high, other times it's awkwardly low. There's no muscle memory, no rhythm, no sign that this was ever corrected at the college level. And the most mind-blowing part, despite all of this, Angel Reese has been treated by the media like she's revolutionizing women's basketball. But the tape doesn't lie, and neither do the numbers. In a recent unrivaled league game, a 3-on-3 format meant to showcase WNBA talent, Reese had a clear lane to the basket. No defenders in front of her, just her and the rim. And what did she do? She passed the ball backward to a teammate. She passed up an open layup. That moment went viral for all the wrong reasons. It wasn't unselfish basketball. It was a lack of confidence, a lack of trust in her own ability to make the simplest shot in the game. That's not just telling, it's alarming. And look, this isn't about hating, it's about facts. Angel Reese brings energy, she brings effort, she can rebound the basketball. No one's taking that away from her. But when it comes to actual skill, especially scoring around the rim, her weaknesses are impossible to ignore. Let's talk about those rebounds, because on paper, she's killing it. 13 rebounds per game as a rookie? That sounds elite, right? But the film tells a very different story. What if I told you a shocking number of those rebounds come from her own missed shots? That's right, Angel Reese is padding her stats by cleaning up her own bricks. Miss rebound, miss again, rebound again, repeat. Is that rebounding dominance, or just making the most of your own inefficiency? And here's where it gets even more sketchy. During games, Reese is often caught abandoning her defensive assignment before the shot even goes up. Why? To position herself for a rebound, her teammates are fighting through screens, sticking to their matchups, and doing the dirty work, while Reese is already under the basket, waiting to grab a board. So yeah, the rebounding numbers might look great in a box score, but when you're hurting your team's defense to chase those stats, that's not hustle, that's selfish. And yet, she's still everywhere. Magazine covers, commercials, Instagram, endorsements flying in. But when it comes to winning basketball, her actual impact on the game, it's not showing up. Let's talk about the unrivaled championship. Angel Reese's team, Team Rose, made it all the way to the title game. But guess who wasn't there? Reese. She didn't play in the final 2 games. She wasn't even in the building. Her team fought their way through the bracket, battled to the championship, and she ghosted them. Wrist injury or not, she didn't even show up to support them from the bench. She wasn't present in the huddle, not in the locker room, not on the sideline, but she did FaceTime into the celebration like she was part of it. She didn't touch the floor, didn't contribute a single point in those games. But the second Team Rose won the title. She was on Instagram posting, "What y'all gonna say now?" Let that sink in. Imagine if Michael Jordan had FaceTimed into the '98 finals. Imagine if Kobe Bryant missed Game 7 and called in from his living room. It's absurd, but that's exactly what happened here. This isn't just about one game. It's about a pattern. Prioritizing personal brand over team success. Choosing visibility over value. It's about showing up when it matters, and she didn't. And then we get the comparison. Caitlin Clark, same rookie class, similar fame, but when you put their games side by side, aside, it's night and day. Clark averaged over 19 points, 8 assists, and nearly 6 rebounds per game in her first WNBA season, but it's how she does it that separates her. Her shot mechanics are textbook, every release, consistent. Her passing vision, elite. We're talking no-look dimes through traffic, anticipation passes that make defenders look lost. And when Clark has a bad game, she doesn't hide. She doesn't post cryptic messages on social media. She hits the gym, shows up 2 hours early, stays late, works on her craft. She's obsessed with getting better. Meanwhile, Reese's reaction to criticism, it's mostly Instagram posts and branding deals, posing in photo shoots, talking about being the Bayou Barbie, but where's the grind? Where's the growth? Look at how Clark handles adversity. Early in the season, she had a rough shooting stretch, so what did she do? She kept showing up, kept taking the big shots, kept leading her team, and guess what? Her numbers improved, her team got better. That's the difference. When you watch Reese on the court, her offensive rating is among the lowest for starting forwards in the league. When you watch Clark, her impact translates directly into wins, momentum, and team improvement. This isn't just about stats, it's about substance. Even WNBA veterans are noticing. Diana Taurasi, a 20-year vet, said Clark plays like someone who spent her life studying the game. Her fundamentals, her IQ, her preparation, it's all there. And Taurasi's not the only one taking notice. And yet, the media machine keeps pushing Angel Reese as the face of the league, as if popularity is the same thing as productivity, as if followers and flashy highlights matter more than the fundamentals of the game. But real basketball fans, we see through it. We know the difference between hype and hard work, between marketing and mastery, between being famous for playing basketball and being famous because you're actually good at it. And that's where this conversation gets real, because right now we're witnessing one of the biggest gaps in recent memory between media attention and actual on-court skill. And it's not just unfair to fans, it's unfair to players who are grinding every day, putting in the work, and not getting the spotlight. Players who show up for their teammates, who let their game do the talking, who don't need a branding strategy to prove they belong, they just ball. So what's the real legacy Angel Reese is building right now? Is it about inspiring the next generation, or is it about inflating numbers, skipping out on big games, and posting like a champion after doing none of the work? The sad part is, she could be better, she could grow, but that growth has to start with honesty, with accountability, with choosing the game over the gimmicks. Until then, all we're left with is this question: what matters more in professional sports? Actual skill or the ability to go viral? Because if we want the WNBA to keep growing, to keep gaining respect, to keep building toward greatness, we need to start celebrating the right players, the ones who show up, the ones who improve, the ones who put the game first. And right now, that's not Angel Reese. This is Court Vision 360. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is just getting started. Let's talk real basketball.